Hey guys, it is our grocery pickup day. So I am doing our once a month grocery shopping today. We made it 5 weeks since the last time we had to do it. And so I definitely needed to go. We were desperately in need of some things. So I went and did our grocery pickup order today. And I am going to show you guys what we got. Now, I will say that we do have all of our greens right now growing in a greenhouse raised bed garden. So I didn't need to get all of that. And then we do have some pretty full freezers full of meat right now. So I only needed to get a couple of things. So a lot of what we got this month was like just purely stock up items. So I am going to show you guys exactly what that kind of stuff is, what we are trying to stock up on right now. Okay, so all of that being said, I'm going to start showing you guys what I got this month. So we started out with a thing of queso fresco. We have some of this in the freezer, but I wanted to just grab one because we're having tacos this week. And this is something that everybody in all my kids and my husband really like anytime we have tacos. So I went ahead and grabbed one so that we can stay stocked up in our freezer for right now. But we'll go through, this little thing, we'll go through this pretty fast. Same thing with the mozzarella cheese. I will cut these in half, and 3 of them will go in the freezer, and then 1 we will keep out right now. I think I have a few in the freezer still, and that's great. We'll keep those in there. They'll stay good for a really long time. But we are going to start having these, we have these about once a week, just for a snack, or I will use them for meals to cook with. So we use a lot of this fresh mozzarella. It's my favorite cheese to cook with. It just melts so beautifully and it tastes delicious and it's pretty clean. I'm a big fan of it. And so I use this anytime it can fit in our budget. Grabbing some of this is definitely something that I really like to do. So we will go through at least 1 every week. So this will be great for the next 4 weeks for this month. I didn't get a ton of produce, like I said, so I'll show you what I did get. I got some grapes. I have the toddler begging for grapes, so I grabbed some of those. Again, we're having tacos, so it was just the perfect time to get some limes, so I grabbed some of those. And then if you have ever had the lemonade, it's actually limeade, I guess, but made with the sweetened condensed milk. We're going to try that this month. So we're going to give that a shot, see if we like it. So I went ahead and got a big bag of limes for that. And then lemons, I will use these in pasta and with some chicken recipes that I have this month. So I needed to get some limes and lemons. If you get limes and lemons and store them in your refrigerator in a jar sealed with water in it, they'll stay good for a really long time. So these limes and lemons we'll use all throughout the month. And so that's really handy having that as an option. So anyway, it's not quite tomato season for the garden yet, so I'm still having to buy some of those. So I got big ones for hamburgers and small ones for salads and snacks and just other stuff. So that is all, that's most of the produce, I guess, of what we got this time, because again, we already have a bunch of other stuff. Peanut butter, this is one of those things that if I am at the grocery store and I have a little extra room in my budget, I will grab a thing of peanut butter. Same thing for the Hershey syrup. We go through a lot of these too in our house. And so it is something that I really like to make sure that we have on hand. And since I didn't have a ton of stuff this month that I just had to get for my actual meal plans, I was able to go ahead and stock up on some stuff. So that is really helpful, which I'm a big fan of. Tomato paste, I like to get it in, this is actually for my sister, but I like to get it in these tubes. It just saves you a lot. Every recipe pretty much that I use tomato paste for, it is like a teaspoon or a tablespoon, not an entire can of it. So I don't like to get stuff in those, especially tomato products in the aluminum cans. Anyway, I have ordered some glass jars from Azure Standard, but I did not order from Azure Standard this month, which is why you're going to see a lot of stuff in this haul that I normally probably would have ordered from Azure, but because I didn't get a chance to order from them this month, I wasn't going to be able to do the pickup. I had to kind of improvise and get some things just from the regular grocery store. So the tomato paste is one of those things. We got some chocolate milk. That was just like a special little treat that we picked up. Tortillas. I make almost all of our bread products, but tortillas is one of those, like, if the kids want a quesadilla, it is easy to just have them. So I had one kid that asked me if we could please just have some tortillas just in the pantry this month. So I went ahead and got 2 packages. When we go through them, they're done. I'm not going to go get any more. And any night that we are like having actual tacos, I will go ahead and make tortillas because it is way cheaper, and save these for anytime that the kids just want a quick, easy like snack or a lunch. I'll save these for them. So I will still make tortillas this month. We'll go through a lot more than the 20 that I picked up, but for just some ease, I went ahead and got some of these. These Skippy peanut butter bites, I got 5 of these. This is another one of those things that if I have the money in our budget, I will stock up on these. There is sugar in this, but it has a lot of protein. And so I am a big fan of these little bites for a snack, especially for the toddler. But my teenager, my son, he really, really likes these as well. And they will only have just a few at a time. I'm not even sure how many are in a serving. But they'll just have a few at a time just to kind of tide them over until like the next meal or whatever. And then sometimes I will keep a cup, I don't know what this is called, of these in my purse, because if we are out somewhere and just need a quick bite of something to just be able to make it home without having like tummies hurting, or if we have kids like starting to get car sick, that's kind of an issue with us sometimes. Not stopping and going through a drive-through, I would rather feed this to my kids than McDonald's any day of the week. So I like to stock up on these. So I got 5 of these this month. And then I did get more produce. I got some oranges. This is just one of those things that my kids really like having. They're easy to peel, so we get these mandarin oranges pretty often. I got some frozen potatoes, these southern style hash browns. I really like these to make a breakfast hash for my husband, so I will actually make like a week in advance breakfast hash for him. Sometimes I'll add like bacon to it, or I will scramble eggs in it, or I'll add like diced ham or green onions, lots and lots of options for a breakfast hash. But this, I will make about a pound of it per week for him, and then add some sort of a protein, and sometimes I'll add greens like spinach or something to it as well. And that is a really hearty breakfast that keeps him full and happy until lunchtime. And then we're having some hamburgers a couple of nights this month, so I grabbed some tater tots, that's what these are called. And we'll go through probably a bag for each meal. So this will just be a couple of meals for us. One of the main things that I get from Azure Standard is their butter. The Rumiano brand butter is my absolute favorite butter, but I was not able to order it this month because they were out of stock. Wah, wah. So I had to get Kerrygold. It's okay. I really like this one. Sam's Club, I looked everywhere. Sam's Club, Costco, Target, Walmart, anywhere that I could find that sold this butter. I looked at the price and did a price comparison, and Sam's was by far the cheapest place that I could pick this up. So I went ahead and got, I think, 7 boxes. There's 6 4-ounce sticks. So it's a pound and a half in each one. This will just get us through the month until I am able to order more from Azure Standard. I definitely still prefer the Rumiano brand, but since I wasn't able to order from Azure this month, this is just going to be fine. I got some bacon. We don't eat a ton of bacon in our house. My sister just tried this Black Label brand, and she said that it was really good. So I decided to get some. We don't eat a ton of actual bacon. I will cook this up and chop it up and have it probably for salads. We might have it like 1 or 2 days for breakfast, but for the most part, I don't use a ton of bacon, but I do use a lot of bacon grease. So I really like to use bacon grease if I am making hamburgers. I'll cook them in that. I use it to make gravy, lots and lots of options for ways to use bacon grease. It is so, so tasty. And yeah, I'm just a big fan of it. So I grabbed bacon, not necessarily for the actual meat itself, because there's not a ton of meat on bacon, if I'm honest. And I kind of just looked for one that had a good amount of fat, because I'm going to render that out. So that's what I am doing with the bacon. Ricotta cheese, we are doing a big pasta making day where I will do homemade pasta and we'll turn it into manicotti. And I plan on showing that to you guys. So I needed to get a lot of ricotta cheese. So I got 2 of these big 32-ounce tubs of them. So 4 pounds of cottage cheese in all. And along with that, we'll use this mozzarella cheese. I, again, wasn't able to order from Azure, so I didn't get my mozzarella cheese from them. So this is just going to have to do for this month. I love this Greek Gods honey vanilla yogurt. I get it from Sam's Club, and it's not crazy expensive. I don't think it's even the most expensive one that they have there, but the Best By date expires like in a month. More than that maybe. And so it is, we're going to definitely go through this before that expires. Last month, I think I got 3, and we went through about 2.5. Sometimes we'll go through a whole thing in a week. Sometimes it will take us 2 weeks to get through one. I never really know. It kind of just depends on if we have like fruit to go with it. So we have a bunch of frozen fruit right now. So we hopefully will throw some of that in this yogurt. But my kids love this. Any day that like we don't get up in time to make a really hearty breakfast, they still love to have yogurt parfaits. So they'll throw some granola and some fresh fruit in a cup with some yogurt, and they are big fans of that. So we'll see how long these 2 last for us. I may have to get more at our halfway mark in the month, but this may work just fine. We'll see. And then we got some grape juice. Grape juice is probably the favorite juice in our house. So my kids are always super happy whenever I pick some of those up. This will, again, will last as long as it lasts. Whenever it is done, that will be it. But it is definitely something that my kids are always happy to see. So I do make almost all of our bread products, but I have not found a good just white sandwich bread. We don't eat a lot of sandwiches in our house. Occasionally we'll do like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or I have one daughter that really loves turkey with a lot of pepper on it. And so I like to have just some white sandwich bread, and then sometimes we just have toast for breakfast. And if I haven't had the time to make a loaf of sandwich bread, then I don't mind just buying it. Also because my kids just prefer sandwich bread that is store-bought. Now, like sandwich rolls for whatever reason are different. If I'm making, like I did grab these today, these deli rolls, because I wasn't going to make it home in time from our shopping to actually make the deli rolls that we're having for dinner tonight. So I picked these up, but I make deli rolls all the time. And for whatever reason, this recipe and this recipe, I use the same recipe, but I don't know what it is. The deli rolls go over so well. They always get eaten. Everybody likes them. The white sandwich bread, for whatever reason, is not anybody's favorite. So for right now, until I can kind of perfect that, I do not mind buying a couple of loaves of bread. But again, same thing with the bread. When it's gone, it's gone. So we will enjoy it while it's here. And then after that, I will make it if we find that we need some more. And then my son, this is like his favorite breakfast, is this marbled cinnamon bread from Aldi. So I grabbed some of this for him. So he will have this with some butter, just toasted with some butter and eggs for breakfast, as long as this will last. So he's a big fan of that. So the main thing that I stocked up on this month was hamburger meat, but I was in desperate need to stock up. We were trying to pinch our budget as much as possible and get as much out of it as we could. And so we decided to go with these big 10-pound rolls from Sam's. So these ended up being $3.48 each. And I ended up getting more than 40 pounds. Each one of these is anywhere from 10 to 11 pounds. So we ended up getting a lot of hamburger meat. So what we're gonna do is open these up and we'll weigh it out into 1 pound sections. And then those will get vacuum sealed into little bags and put in the freezer. So we're gonna have at least 40 pounds of hamburger meat in our freezer ready to go for hamburgers or pasta or just any of the things that you make with hamburger meat. So I am pretty happy to have a big stockpile of hamburger back in my freezer. I have definitely missed having a giant amount of that, and so I'm pretty excited to be able to put this away. This is going to be really useful. I have heard that the prices of beef are about to skyrocket, so finding this 90/10, which is pretty lean meat, for $3.48 a pound, I was extremely excited about that. And then some ham. We do ham and eggs for breakfast often, or if you have seen my baked omelet that we do that a lot too, and that is ham and eggs and some cheese and a couple other things I like to throw in there, but we do a lot of ham and eggs for breakfast. So needing to stock up on this, I probably could have gotten like 4 or 5 more of these and thrown them in the freezer and been really happy with that, but they weren't on sale. If they were on sale, I would have done that, but for right now, we will go through these 2 easily this month, and then we'll get more next month if I find that we need that. Another big stock up item that I needed this month was brown sugar. Now, I know that I can make my own brown sugar. I have done it before, but this is one of those things that if I am baking or if my kids are baking, I like to just already have done if I can have it done. So I went ahead and grabbed 5 packages. I think these are 2-pound packages. Yeah. So 10 pounds altogether of light brown sugar. And this will last us a couple of months at least. We use brown sugar in cookies and in oatmeal, lots and lots of stuff. So this is definitely a thing that I like having a good stockpile of. Another thing I like having a good stockpile of is pasta sauce. So I grabbed 5 of these, which is 10 jars altogether from Sam's Club. If you are anything like me, you like to get as much clean foods as you can. I say as I just showed you my giant pile of brown sugar. But Rayo's homemade marinara sauce, this brand, I really like it. It tastes delicious. It is super clean. And if I have to choose specific things that we are going to really spend extra money on, chicken is one of them. Good flour is one of them. Olive oil is usually one of them, which I did get 2 things of olive oil from Sam's Club, again, because I wasn't able to order from Azure Standard. But pasta sauce is also definitely one of them. We use pasta sauce 2, 3, 4 times a week sometimes, depending upon what our week looks like. I use them in soups. I use them just for actual like spaghetti. We make homemade pasta. So it is something that we use a lot of. And since it is something that we use a lot of, I want to get the best quality that I possibly can get. Now, am I only ever going to get this brand forever and ever? Probably not. If it doesn't fit in our budget, then I will move on to something else, make our own homemade or something more often, which I do that sometimes. But this is one of those things that it's really nice to just already have it in my cabinet. And I feel really good about giving it to my family because it is super clean. So it's one of the things, I know that it is a pricier thing at Sam's Club. These are $5 each, a little less than that because it's like $9 and something for the 2 jars. So it is an expensive marinara sauce, but because it tastes so good and because it is so clean, I really prefer to stick with this one. I also got a couple of boxes of Frosted Mini Wheats. That is my husband's very favorite cereal, and we don't do a lot of cereal at our house, so I really don't mind having a couple of boxes. Another couple of things that I stocked up on: baking soda. You can use this in baking, you can use it in cleaning, so it's nice to have a bunch of it. A few things of the canola oil spray. I actually don't use seed oils for anything, so I don't use canola oil like in actual cooking, but I don't mind spraying it. I know it's probably a contradiction there, but it's just so much faster, and I have to grease so many pans. So it is one of those things that for right now, I'm cool to do it. Eventually, I'll probably just use melted butter, but for right now, that's what we do. And then the last two things that I grabbed were some half and half and heavy whipping cream. The half and half I will use to make iced coffee for my husband. But this doesn't expire until like the end of June. So this will stay good for a really long time. Heavy whipping cream, this will be good until I think May also. So this will be good for a really long time, but we will use every bit of this. None of this is going to go to waste. So this is what we ended up with for our grocery shopping for the month, along with what we already have in stock in our refrigerator and our freezers and our pantry. This is going to not just get us by, but really going to help us eat really, really well. So that's it for this time, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.